It's time for another blistering report from the front lines of the cultural war for a constitutional America. And now, here's your host, Charles Benninghoff.
The Obamacare repeal fell apart pretty quickly, didn't it? So now President Trump has stated he wants to move on to tax reform. But guess what? Paul Ryan's got a plan to ruin any chance of tax cuts passing as well. You'll be hearing a lot about the border adjustment tax, also known as the BAT tax for short, in the coming days as the GOP works on a tax package. Today, I'll be talking about Paul Ryan's version of the BAT tax scheme, what it is, and why it's the wrong way to bring jobs and manufacturing back to America. Some critics of the plan even say that the BAT tax is a way for Paul Ryan to impose some of the worst aspects of the Transpacific Partnership on American markets by giving unfair export advantages to Ryan's multinational corporate donors over America's small businesses. I cannot stress this enough. Paul Ryan is a globalist who is working to undermine the Trump administration by attempting to pass bills that seem related to Trump's agenda on the surface, but these bills are full of poison pill that are bad for America, just like he did on the Obamacare fiasco. That's why Ryan's fake Obamacare repeal bill was such a debacle. It wasn't a repeal at all, but simply another favor for Ryan's donors that would have kept Obamacare in place. I'll also tell you today how you can make your voice heard in this fight. We need your help. America needs your voice. I also want to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can receive daily action plans and analysis from the front lines of the battle to make America great again. The first thing you need to know about the GOP tax reform plan is the House Ways and Means Committee took the bill off of its website. Ask yourself why. It's just gone. The GOP's tax reform plan bill is probably locked up in a secret room in the Capitol so no one can look at it until Paul Ryan is ready to ram it down the House, just like he did with the fake Obamacare repeal bill. He rammed it down the House and he lost. I would love to post a copy of the tax reform plan bill on our action page today, but the links to find the bill on the Ways and Means Committee are all gone, disappeared, dead. That should be a red flag right there that something is wrong. Something's wrong with tax reform, and Trump is going to pay the price if he doesn't get hot on this and we don't alert him to this problem. Now, what is a border adjustment tax? It's called a BAT tax, B-A-T, like the flying bat, a bat tax. It could be a batty tax. It probably will end up that way. But a BAT tax is a tax imposed on all goods imported into the country. In this case, of course, United States. The BAT tax is imposed against goods from a particular country. President Trump has said numerous times that he wants to impose a BAT tax on Mexico to pay for the wall, but that is only one possible use of a BAT tax. Paul Ryan's plan is not the same thing. The GOP leadership under Paul Ryan's guidance is floating a flat 20% global border adjustment tax that applies to every nation, whether they are a good trading partner with the United States or a bad one. I'll explain why that's a rotten deal in a minute, a very rotten deal. The second part of Ryan's plan will give a 20% tax rebate to any multinational corporation that exports goods out of the United States. One of the critics of this plan, who says it's comparable to the now dead Transpacific Partnership, is Paul Nehlen, the Wisconsin businessman who ran against Paul Ryan in the Republican primary last year. He didn't do very well, but against an entrenched foe of 18 years in office, he's going to do better next time, and we're going to try to help him do that. Listen to what Paul Nehlen has to say about Ryan's BAT tax. It'll shock you.
Small, mid-sized American businesses dodged a bullet with Transpacific Partnership, and thank God for President Trump's swift intervention in scuttling TPP in his first Monday behind the Resolute desk. The border adjustment tax is merely a way for large donor-class corporations to get a leg up on their competition, courtesy of their enablers in the halls of Congress.
What Paul Nehlen means is that if a multinational exports its product already, it will receive a 20% advantage over small and mid-sized American businesses that only sell the same product here in the United States. This will allow multinationals to undercut these little guys even further because they have this 20% bonus in their pocket. And they'll do that in hopes of driving small to mid-sized American business out of business and thereby reduce the multinationals' competition and in the end run allow the multinational corporations to increase their prices. So what Ryan's bill is doing is directly, not indirectly, directly putting America's small and mid-sized businesses out of business. Functionally, that's the same way that the Transpacific Partnership would have treated small American businesses, and it's not the plan that President Trump floated when he talked about a VAT tax on Mexico alone. It's inimical to what Trump wants to do. So, let's talk about the 20% import tax on all goods from all countries. What dummy came up with that idea? I know. I don't want to tell you just yet, though. Here's an example of how that will hurt America. Our trade relations with Canada is pretty good overall. Canada imports roughly the same amount of goods from America as it exports here to the United States. There's almost no trade deficit between the two countries. Communist China, on the other hand, sold America $41 billion worth of goods in January, but only about $10 billion in goods from the United States, a $31 billion trade dollar deficit. On top of that, China regularly manipulates its currency to cheat America even further in our trade relationships, which cost Americans jobs and money. Under Paul Ryan's plan, a good trading partner like Canada will be taxed on goods at the same rate as Communist China and other countries such as Germany, Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea, all of which are waging economic war on American workers. So, Paul Ryan doesn't care if you lose your job because of this economic war, because he receives the bulk of his campaign contributions and other financial support from multinational corporations that are pushing this American version of the global VAT tax. And remember, the multinationals will get that 20% rebate under Ryan's deal, 20% of gold right in their pocket. So why should Communist China receive another advantage from our already unbalanced trade agreement? Why should they receive this kind of an advantage with multinational corporations work out of China? The solution to this, which Americans need to tell Congress, is a sliding tariff scale, or we might call it a rolling tariff scale. Not all trade partners are equal, so a flat tariff like the VAT tax from Ryan is incredibly ineffective and unfair. Good trading partners like Canada should not be penalized for selling us products when they're also buying an equal amount of our products. A balanced agreement like that helps both of our nations. What needs to happen is tariff rates need to be adjusted based on whether or not a trading partner is playing fair with American workers. If Communist China gets its act together, stops manipulating its currency, and starts buying more of our products, the tariff on Chinese goods can go down to be more comparable to Canada's rate. Why not? If they're fair, we should be too. If a country wages economic war on us like China is doing now, that country should have to pay a higher tariff for the privilege of having access to the American consumer market, which is you and me and our families. Here is how you can help. Congress needs to know that the American people are not fooled by gimmicks like Ryan's version of the VAT tax, which will help only multinational corporations and help also to crush mom and pop businesses in mainstream America. We need a rolling tariff system that rewards America's friends and punishes America's enemies, not a VAT tax that punishes our friends, destroys American businesses, and benefits our enemies like China. And in this case, as long as China is waging this economic war, it is an enemy. You can send messages to the House Ways and Means Committee today. Just go to our action page where our system is set up so you can immediately send personalized letters to Congress in opposition to the VAT tax plan that Paul Ryan's warped team has proposed. Bob Mallory on the next screen will have instructions explaining how to get to our action page. So stay tuned. Take action. Be your own action hero. Help save American jobs. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you freedom, fulfillment, and God's many, many blessings.
If you're on our action page on our website, use the form next to the video screen to select a program and send personal letters to Congress. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, click the icon appearing now to find the link to our action page, or check the video's description to find the link. Speak out today.